Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring the review for One Piece episode 1000. Now, I'm going to do something I don't usually do, and that's talk about the intro. So, obviously, for the 1000th episode, Toei was thinking, yeah, it's 1000 episodes. We gotta go ham. And do they go ham? Yeah, they do their best. There was a little something in the episode that I didn't think was the right move. I understand why they did it, but I don't think it was the right move. But I would say they definitely did do their best, and that is for the entirety of the episode from 0000 to 20 minutes and change, however long the episodes usually are, including the actually I didn't like 'cause I didn't watch the preview, but the episode, they did their best for it. So something I don't usually do, what I'm going to do today is talk about the intro. So they start things off, they bring it back to the OG, to the first ever One Piece opening, but with a modern day twist. And I really did enjoy what they did there, especially because they start off with Gold Roger's speech like the very first episode did, and they start off in the ratio which One Piece originally aired in. I do believe what we consider today to be 480, 480, we got 720, 1080. I think back in the day that would be considered 480. I think it's in the 16:9 ratio, I think. But you know what I'm talking about. They started it old school and then they flipped it to the widescreen, and then we get the modern day version of what the anime would be, what the opening would be like. And like I said, I was enjoying it. You get to see like a different take on it. And there's just one more thing I gotta say about it, rather than just keep saying I enjoyed it. And there's a bit within the opening where you basically go through all the crew members, starting off Usopp, ending off with Luffy, and I thought to myself, is that Toei's sly way of trying to tell us weakest to strongest in the crew? Because it started off with Usopp, who has been said to be the weakest, and it ends off with Luffy, who's the strongest. But people might be upset with the order of certain things in between that, because Sanji came before Zoro. I'm just saying that. I don't want to jump into that war. I'm just saying it's just something that I noticed, and for our docs. So let's jump into the episode now. So overall, for the episode, it looked great. It looked amazing. The cinematics that they used, I was feeling it for the entirety of the episode. Certain angles as well for the entirety of the episode, I was feeling it. But like I said at the very beginning of this review, there was one thing that they did that I did not like, which is probably why I won't be giving this the perfect rating. So let's just start off with the beginning. So we start off and we see Minx versus Jack, basically. Like I said, it looked great. There's a load of things actually in this episode that was exaggerated for the hype, but it's the 1000th episode. I can understand why they're doing that, and I was on board for the hype. I was on the hype train. I was riding it there with you guys, but we just got to talk about it. First things first. Not to say that they're weak, and I feel like this word disrespects them, but the fodder minks. Everybody was Super Saiyan 2 today. It was like everybody was Super Saiyan 2 today. Everyone all of a sudden knew Genpo and was flying around doing all the madness that they wanted to do. Just electrocuting Jack, and Jack was just taking it like a champ. He was like, come on. He was just there soldiering through every assault that was brought to him within this episode. And like I said at the very beginning, it looked great. The cinematics, the camera angles that they used. When I mentioned overall for the camera angles that were used, was more so for this part of the episode. The camera angles that they use when you just see them people flying back and just weaving in and out. I was really enjoying it for this part of the episode. And then we get we get Neko and Inu's power up as well. Now, see, for their one, it was like a power up, and I was expecting it to be more of a transformation. And I explained that a bit more later. I'll explain that a bit more later on. But yeah, their one was like a power up. It was like them powering up to Super Saiyan 2, and then they go out and they were definitely flying. weaving in and out, all of that madness, but it was a good way to start the episode. So after that the Luffy stuff, where Luffy tried to get to the top of the tower, and then ends up getting knocked back down. Not really much to say about that. It was just something that happened from the episode. So there's also the scene where I think I'm remembering things out of order now. There was also the scene where we see Sanji come out of some rubble. He's like, "Where's Momo?" He's like, "Oh, he must be fine." But what's most important about this bit of the episode is just basically finding out how durable the raid suit really is, because Sanji comments to himself is that if he wasn't wearing the raid suit within that moment, King would have put a hole through his stomach, aka he would have been dead. Yeah, he would have been dead. So previously I was talking about power-ups, and Neku, they powered up to their mink transformation, and they looked nice, by the way. I don't know, like visually they look nice, but I'm not a fan for the color. I'm not a fan for the color. I think I would prefer, like, if they all maintained like their own color. Like, I don't know if it's because we saw it first, but it kind of works for Carrot. But Carrot was white, but all the minks, when they transform into their minx form, is white, and I don't know. I don't feel it that much. So yeah, there was that. So, but yeah, back to what I was saying about transformations. We get the transformation of the Frankie Shogun. Now, I've mentioned it previously. When it comes to mechs in One Piece, not a fan. But the transformation for the Frankie Shogun, over exaggerated, over the top, yes. But did it look good? Of course. Of course it did. I was feeling the transformation, even for a mech that I'm not a very big fan of. We get that. It's good. It's great. So I mentioned about how Luffy and Zoro they get knocked down, and that's what leads to the next action piece for the episode, really, which is the Straw Hats taking out a couple of fodder and tussling with some giants as well. And now, it's been mentioned previously that the giants reminded them of Thriller Bark, but what you should also remember as well is that they are doing they're doing better against giants, for the ones who tussled with them. They are doing better against giants solely, if that's a word, than they did back in Thriller Bark. Because you need to remember, none of them, it was group effort to beat Oars. But now they seem, well, at least the ones that tried, that we see in this episode, are able to knock down giants fairly easily by themselves. So they have, we know they improved leaps and bounds to jump into the time skip, but even more evidence of that was displayed. So I am going to talk about the thing that I didn't like about this episode. So there was a bit within the episode where you see the Straw Hats, they attack, and then they go into highlight reel. Now, I understand why they did it. It's the 1000th episode. They wanted to show where they came from and where they are now. But the highlight reel was not the way to go. That highlight reel was not the way to go. It slowed down the pace of the episode. And it's literally for that reason why I feel like that was not the way to go. It did lead to some very nice clip. So basically at the end of the highlight reel, there was an image that was shown just before the bounty was displayed. Love those images, but only from a YouTube perspective. Those are images I would take to use as thumbnails for videos. So if I wasn't a YouTuber, the appeal of that would have gone down dramatically. So I wasn't a fan of the highlight reel. Understand why they did it, but no. And that leads off to the very end of the episode where the Straw Hats gather and they have that Straw Hat assemble moment again. So and they go through another highlight reel of that. I didn't mind that one because that one was nice and quick. The other ones for each individual Straw Hat really was dragging out the episode. we could have spent that time back up top, even if it was filler content on that, seeing more of that fight. Even if it was filler content, that would have been way much better than having the highlight reel. But like I said previously, at the very end, the one at the very end, Straw Hat Assembly moment, didn't mind that one because it was nice and quick. So that's everything I got to say about this episode. Because of my one very small problem with it, I'm only giving it a 4-star rating. It was very close to the perfect 5, but it is what it is. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oh, before I go, sorry, almost forgot. I just want to say a quick thank you to Toei, because at the very end of the episode, they thank us. Don't really see why they're thanking us, because they're the ones that are putting in the hard work. I know I gripe, not gripe, is that the word I'm looking for? I know I complain and say, yeah, they did this wrong, X, Y, and Z, but at the end of the damn day, they are putting in the work. They've given us 1,000 episodes of One Piece. Yes, not all of them are some that I enjoy, but at the end of the damn day, Toei are bringing me content that I love and content that I love to hate. So at the end of the day, you shouldn't be Toei, you shouldn't be saying thank you to me or us or the audience. We should be thanking you. So thank you, Toei, for 1,000 episodes. You probably will be bringing us 1,000 more. So thank you for that in advance. And like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.